Hey everybody, it's Rod from Civil Advantage Firearms Training here. It is going to be Norinco CQ-A 556 Mania here. What this video is an update to my Norinco review. As you guys know, one of the first videos I ever did was my review of the Norinco CQ-A 556, and this was my little guy that I was all proud of. Today I'm more proud of this rifle than ever, and that's why I wanted to do. I got a couple stories to tell you, basically a little bit of experience to share. But that's the purpose of the video, kind of an update and what I've learned after having this rifle for what, 2 years now, something like that. So here's the original. This is the original rifle that I had. Something that I didn't know at the time was that, which I learned about a year later. So is that Norinco, when they have ARs, when you take the carry handle off, they got a nice tactical rail. It's a flat top. So perfect. Again, nothing I have to modify. So that was good. There was nothing weird like, oh, I pulled it off and it was flat, you know, or something strange. So that was nice, which allowed me to start running optics. I'm a big fan of iron sights because iron sights never fail. They never need batteries. They never need, you don't have to pour any money into them. But, you know, it's kind of fun to run some optics. So anyway, I got this Vortex Strike Fire red dot, red or green dot, I guess, but Strike Fire laser sight on here. Really happy with that. I'm not going to turn this into a Vortex Strike Fire review, but just to let you guys know, it is a nice sight. The mount is really sturdy. It's really good, but these things take CR2 batteries, which are harder to come by, and they're more expensive than CR123s even, and certainly more expensive than, say, something like a Lucid Optic that takes one AAA battery, which of course you can get 40 of those Duracells, 40 of those for like what, thinking 14 bucks or 19 bucks at Costco. So that would have been nice. But for whatever reason they chose the CR2. I bought a whole bunch of them, you know, cried a little bit, a little tear, had to wipe that away. But now I got them and they should be good for about 5 or 6 years before they go bad or whatever, the ones I haven't used. But what I want to tell you about the rifle is I'm now over 7,000 rounds. 7,000 rounds through this rifle. It still hasn't stinking failed. Unbelievable. We're going to talk about, you know, firearm failures in about 2 seconds. But anyway, and it's a story that'll break your heart. So this thing still hasn't failed. Not once, ever. It has never jammed, which I can't believe. Now, again, kind of a disclaimer. I'm not a long-range shooter, so I can't tell you if, you know, this is as accurate as a Daniel Defense or a, you know, or a Bushmaster or anything else. Daniel Defense being a little bit, you know, the highest quality, I guess, or Saber Defense, right? I don't know if it's as accurate at long range than that, but you know what? I can't even shoot anything at 300 meters anyway. 300 meters would be the ultimate, like, hey, watch out, don't come anywhere near me because I'm so good I can reach out 300 meters. You know, that would be my bragging, you know, walking around clucking my arms kind of distance. For me, it's 100 yards and in. You know, that's where I shoot. So anyway, for that, for that idea, this thing's been awesome. Something I want to touch on though is the finish. Remember when they used to make these things? When they first came out, they had the A2 style stock, the big ugly stock on them, or the classic looking one. The A2 stock ones, they were Parkerized, and everybody was worried about the finish. And the finish was absolute garbage, right? You bump into this thing and a big chunk of the black falls off, and you got exposed aluminum. I've been beating the crap out of this rifle. Like honestly guys, I don't treat my guns good at all. And I've been beating the tar out of this thing and it looks almost as good as when I bought it. So the finish has held up really, really well. So the flat top under there, the finish has held up really well. The reliability is through the roof. And again, I'm gonna tell you a story that'll put into perspective how much that reliability means to somebody. But anyway, I've dressed this thing up a little bit. As you can see, you got the Strike Fire. I got a great little flashlight. This is a UTG, but it's, you know, yeah, I know, I guess probably feel about UTG, but some of the stuff they make is really good. Some of the stuff they make is not so good. But this flashlight's been pretty good. It takes 2 CR123s, and it's 200 lumens, and it was 60 bucks. So, and it has a quick connect for Picatinny rail. So, you know, again, I'm not being deployed anywhere. I'm not, you know, kicking indoors or whatnot. So I can, if something like this fails on me, I got a spare in the bag and it's not a big deal for me. So I don't do that stuff professionally, as it were. The one thing is, you know what, I'm gonna save that. So anyway, again, over 7,000 rounds, still going strong, still looks great. People look at this and now that it's got some weathering on it, they can't tell this be, you know, They can't tell the difference between this and an American AR. So here's the story, the heartbreaker. So here's my little house sweeper. Now, a part of this gun made an appearance on one of the other videos. I think it was the Battle Belt video, I think, anyway. What I had done was I got this Stag Arms AR. And I'm like, yeah, finally I got an American-made AR, and my Chinese one is great, but it's now my backup. I got my US-made AR, and it's a Stag and all the rest of that stuff. And by looking at it, you look at it, and they're well made. They're very nice, right? So I got nothing bad to say there. I couldn't keep that thing stinking running. It drove me. I can't tell you how angry I was with this gun. It was so frustrating. What was happening is I had a number of issues. For one, I had a problem with the trigger group, so I replaced it. I got the parts and I did it myself. Fine, done. But I'm not a gunsmith, and that's about as far as I can go. I don't have that expertise to do the rest of that stuff. Then I get the trigger group fixed. No more unintentional double taps, which can pretty much put you in jail in Canada, all right? So that's dealt with. Then I have a problem. The gas block roll pin is blowing out. I replaced it 3 times. And I mean, I'm banging this thing with a punch, right? And a hammer. And it's blowing out. And what happens is when that pin blows out, the gas tube shifts back like this against the bolt carrier group, basically, moves into the upper receiver. And then it won't cycle. So now it's a bolt action, basically. Really cool looking bolt action rifle is what it turns into. So I couldn't get it fixed. And on top of that, there was a timing issue. Now this thing is cycling, and I got fire, sparks, coming out of the ejection port. Not only out of the ejection port, I know I'm going on and on, but I mean, this is how bad it was, right? But there were sparks coming out of the bolt release area, because I could see I'm right-handed, right? And I've got the rifle like this, and I can see the sparks coming out of here. So needless to say, I'm losing my mind. I'm like, holy crap, I spent all this money. I got this crazy cool little thing with the quad rail, if you guys remember seeing that in the video and everything, and I was all proud of it, but it was all show and no freaking go. So a friend of mine who knows a lot more about rifles than I do, infinitely more, offered, he goes, I'll buy that upper from you. And I said, really? So I jumped at that immediately. And so I got my money out of the upper. So what I did is I took that money and I bought a Norinco upper. They're selling these Norinco uppers. I don't mind giving these guys a plug because they're awesome. I just love them. The ammosource.com, which is SFRC, South Frontenac Retail Company, I don't know, whatever. You guys know who you are, but their website is theammosource.com. And they had Norinco uppers, 10.5-inch uppers for $4.99. So I buy this upper, right? I sell the Stag upper, keep the Stag lower, because that's the firearm as it is anyway, so I didn't have to do a transfer. I get the Norinco upper, put it on there. I loaded up every mag I had, and I cleaned the bore, and I shot the heck out of this thing. And again, same old Norinco reliability, didn't skip a beat, smooth as silk. And here's something new, is the bolt on this old Norinco. You can see that it's been tuned, you know what I mean? It's been shaved and, ground down a little bit in spots to make it smooth. And it feels slightly bumpy. Again, I don't even care, honestly. This new Norinco upper that I got, it is as smooth as that Stag upper that I had. Unbelievable. So, Norinco upper, Stag arms lower, and they work together just beautiful. Again, the reliability's up. I'm super happy. So, I hadn't got a Norinco upper in a while, right, since I bought this other rifle. I will say this. The plastic, the forend, which is really big, I'm making my hands like it's not that big, but it's it's a lot bigger than this forend, right? The regular heat shield. So it's a little bigger, and the plastics were just the ugliest, crappiest looking plastics you've ever seen. Like, I mean, it looks like it's this plastic that's been sandblasted. Just awful. I had this Magpul forend that I wanted to put on this one. I couldn't make it fit. I had to gunsmith this quite a bit. Like, so there's some filing and grinding and some, chipping off. And I finally got this on there. But just realize, guys, that this, is this the D-ring? Isn't it? Oh, anyway, I can't remember what it's called. I'm not going to redo the video because I can't remember, but you guys know what this is here. This part that pulls down for you to put the handguards on, the fore end doesn't quite fit in there. It's there and it's solid, which is good, but it's not. They were really hard to get on, and they took some customization to do that. So all that aside, I mean, now I've got my gun up and running. Got an EOTech on here. Again, pull the carry handle off so it's a flat top. Guys, you can't go wrong with these Norinco ARs. I'm serious. You know, I thought, well, maybe I was a little cheap before, and it was the best that I could. I've shot Colts. I've shot C8s, which are Dimaco. I've shot Bushmasters, and I've shot, help me, one more other than that, but American made. I have shot the Daniel Defense too, but not enough to say, oh, I'm a Daniel Defense expert. Neither with the Colt or the C8, but shot it enough, a couple hundred rounds. And you know what? I don't see any difference, honestly, guys. Some difference in the trigger, just slightly, but other than that, like, I really don't see a lot. So when it comes to the Norinco CQ-A 556, you can't go wrong, man. I'm on my second one, or 1.5, right? And I would be sorry that I ever doubted it. So anyway, I think that's all I wanted to talk about for now. Go ahead and comment below. If you're thinking of buying one of these, you cannot go wrong. You know, if they're the latest generation, they're just beautiful. Again, guys, I know you keep asking, don't worry about the finish. The finish is just as hard as any other finish that I've ever seen. So can't go wrong with them. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the great response. The channel's doing awesome, and lots of great comments. I really appreciate it. So comment below, and we will see you next time. See us on the web at www.civiladvantage.com, and take care.